It is that time of year when everyone has one thing on their mind: taxes. But what about those nearing retirement or already retired? With such little room for mistakes, what kind of effect can taxes have on your retirement lifestyle? Joining us now to talk about it is Gary Mattson and Laurel Stewart. The father-daughter team is from Mattson Financial Services, the sponsor of this segment. They're a financial firm that's been helping people retire successfully here in West Michigan for decades. And so it is tax season, and we all know that this can be a very stressful time of year for many. And so what advice do you have for retirees? Because you deal with people that are retired or almost close to retirement.
It's really about understanding the numbers and getting them right. What I mean by that is that there's ways to take income that's not a taxable way, and there's other things that you're being forced into that could really actually harm you. My mom's turning 98 this year, and she's seeing an income she's never seen before in her life. She actually has more income coming in, and she still doesn't believe it. A lot of times she says, there's got to be a mistake at the bank. And I keep doing the numbers, and I keep checking the bank account, and I've never had this much money in my bank. I said, Mom, it's okay. This is the areas where you're doing certain things. And again, she has downsized her living, and so that's part of it. And so she's not having as much expenses, and of course she's in what we call no-go. You know, she wants to stay home, spend time with family, and that's all she's doing. So she's not spending these dollars that she used to. Now they're growing. What do you do with those? And it becomes taxable, of course.
Right. So people are sometimes in a higher tax bracket than when they were actually working. That seems unfair.
It's actually kind of fun. So many times we have people say to us that, you know, I'm earning more money in retirement than I did ever working.
Amazing.
I think one of my favorite client stories is I was working with one of our clients named Ruth, and she's always wanted to volunteer, but there just wasn't the opportunity yet, or she just felt like it wasn't right. She did enjoy her current workplace and her job. Well, she started not enjoying it. We had a conversation, and she said, okay, I need a review just to see where I'm at.
Sure.
So we did that, and then she said, okay, I'll let you know when I'm ready to pull the plug. That night, she sent me an email and said, okay, yep, I can't. I went to my shift. Like, I can't stop thinking about what you had said. And so we actually set up her plan then, and she had more income coming in than she did while working, and now she gets to volunteer. And she had that goal for 17 years since she was a client. So we're really excited to help her through those stages like other clients to see what opportunities are there for them.
And for her, it was that I've had my career and I retired, and now I'm doing my second career because it's something I should do something productive and all of that. And then she realized that, gee, my money's there. I can have equal or greater income. Now I'm going to go do something that's productive, but I don't have to get paid for it, but I have
self-love.
Yeah, and so she's better off.
Yes, absolutely.
There are some tax traps that people get into. What are they?
I think a big one that comes to mind for me is looking forward to age 72 when those required minimum distributions kick in. So if you've accumulated a lot of money, you've done really well for yourself, it's in an IRA or a 401k, some type of pre-tax account. Well, here comes 72, and Uncle Sam is saying, hey, you haven't taken money out. Now you're required to take a minimum distribution. And so people might have their income set up and it's working completely. Now you kick in this, which could be really a high amount, and you could go into a higher tax bracket.
Another one is that people actually hear information and do the wrong thing because of that. We have clients in Lansing, and they sold off all of their retirement accounts because they didn't need the money, put it in the bank, and they came to us almost 6 years later. When we did the review, we showed them that every year they're getting that 1099 INT, or paying the interest they're getting, they're paying taxes on, and it's pushing them into a newer tax bracket. They didn't realize that when it before was deferral, that they didn't have to be taxed on it. And so by repositioning that asset, we got to lower their taxes because, again, they weren't going to use it. So let's put it in a position that's deferred until you do want it.
Yeah.
So, but they thought it was a great idea because, again, I don't have to do required minimum distributions then.
Yeah.
But they set themselves up in a higher tax bracket.
Yeah. And so I bet when people hear you talking about saving significant amounts of money, of being able to do things instead of working that they want to do, that they start liking hearing that, you know, and that is even possible.
Right, and I think that's it. I think so many times people get so stuck on, I should be a millionaire before I look at retiring, or, you know, some of these different things. But rather, let's look inward, you know, and what do you need? What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? what kind of income do you need to fulfill that? And that's where we help, bridge that gap and help them with that conversation to say, Rachel, you have enough money to do what you want to do here, and we can line this all up. And if you had that type of control and you could make that decision, would you? And that's up to the client.
Yeah.
You can't. Your fans will miss you too much. But when we do that, again, we want you to have the income you want, but then we look at the 3 tax buckets. So you have taxable, tax deferred, and tax free. And you really want to have all 3 of those buckets working for you, so when the time comes that you do want to make those changes, that is not going to come, the tax man going to harm you throughout that process.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about taxes again. Having that tax professional. And do people need to do something different? They may say, oh, I have someone already to take care of that for me. Are they missing something?
I feel like that can work great. If somebody comes to us and a client, they have a relationship with a CPA or a tax preparer, we're happy to plug ourselves in there and make sure we're bouncing ideas off of each other, that the client's taken care of. And if somebody doesn't have that, or sometimes they have somebody maybe who just does their 1040 but doesn't give them planning, we might introduce somebody to that picture.
Yeah, we've had actually people see our segments and talk about taxes with their clients and then advise them to come see us, because again, it's hearing it from their tax advisor is one thing, but having put it into plan and execute is another. And so they'll actually have them suggest that the clients come see us so they can actually execute those plans.
Sure, and you have an offer for our viewers who want to learn more about the possibilities and about maybe doing the things that they want to in life.
Yes, absolutely. So for the first 5 callers, if you're approaching 59, you're looking to retire or already retired, this is an opportunity to give us a call. We'll schedule a time for you to meet with one of our advisors, complimentary, where we'll go over everything you've done so far, what do you want to accomplish, and help put a plan together to get you there.
Sure, and I'm sure that many are watching, thinking about their taxes in retirement right now. So if that's you and you're unsure about what kind of taxes that you'll pay in retirement, take advantage of that special offer from Mattson Financial. Gary, Laurel, and the team at Mattson Financial will sit down with you, do a complete evaluation of your financial outlook, and develop a comprehensive retirement plan to get you where you deserve to be, living your dream retirement. So don't let this offer pass. It's available complimentary to the first 5 callers today. To take advantage of that, call 616-514-3831. That number again is 616-514-3831. So Gary and Laurel, thank you so much for your time today. Appreciate your visit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And this segment is sponsored by Mattson Financial Services. We'll be right back.